Canon, Nikon, Sony, Fujifilm. There's so many. Are you a fanboy? Which camp are you in? Let's find out right now on the Morning Jolt. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Morning Jolt. Grab your coffee. Let's get started. So first up, I want to say thank you to everyone that's been watching my Morning Jolt episodes. I think they've been doing really well just for a talking head style video. So to those of you that have not only watched, but commented and contributed to the conversation, thank you. So last week on a couple of different videos, I got some really great comments. I mean, fantastically well thought out comments, but there were a couple of them that really kind of stuck out to me about the different type of camera or camera system that you happen to, be into. What drives you to one or the other? But there are a lot of people that I notice that comment on these videos if you say anything bad about their particular camera brand. Now, granted, I'm one person, and I have a personal perspective on not only what I use, what I like, what I find is acceptable, but all of those are subjective. Nothing about those types of things are objective. There's not a way to go, I don't like it because it does this, or I don't like it because it doesn't do that. A lot of the things that I have biases either for or against mainly stems from personal preference. If it happens to do something and it does it well, I'm not really for sure that I care what brand is creating it, as long as it's well built and it's going to last, right? And I think that more and more people are getting to that point because they are tired of trying to figure out who is making all the things or who is trying to create the best possible system. Because after you've dumped thousands upon thousands of dollars into cameras only to realize that, it really just wasn't what you thought it was, or it's just not performing like you had hoped it would, then you start going on the hunt again, and surprisingly, all of a sudden, you realize that it was made by a brand that you never even had considered before. And after being a photographer for as long as I have been, I have now realized that no one is going to give you everything. No one is going to make everything exactly like you want it to be. And that's unfortunate, and should the day ever come when that actually happens, it will be the holy grail of cameras. And I can tell you that people who aren't brand loyal, people who don't just root for a team just because of the name on the box, they're going to pick it up no matter what, because it's going to help them get their job done either more efficiently, more quickly. It's not going to get in their way. It's not going to hinder them from showing the world their creative vision. So the first comment that I received last week, this is what it says. It's from a guy named Walter. Hi, Walter. Welcome to the show. He says, hyperbole. Everyone is hopping on this war talk. Most don't own shares in Sony, Nikon, or Canon. Why worry about who wins? If you aren't in earnings calls, then this perspective is like 12-year-olds arguing PlayStation versus Xbox. That's it! He's nailed it. He's hit the nail on the head. Walter, you did it, man. You cracked the code. Everyone sits around talking about who does what, why they do these things, and this is the main reason why the drama sells, because people like to be in camps. It's sort of like religion. If you have camera religion, this is not a jihad. This is not a holy war. This is not a crusade. It really doesn't matter. We're not going to be, lopping off the heads of our enemies just because Sony did something more awesome than somebody else, or Nikon's got a bigger mount than everyone else. It doesn't really effectively matter much. And like Walter says, you're not making any money off any of these camera companies unless you own stock in the company. There's literally no reason to act like some of these people do. If you're not making money, if you're not a shareholder, you don't have a stake in the company, what do you care if one company beats out another one? I'm totally for more companies entering the marketplace as well. Like, if it's not Canon, if it's not Nikon, if it's not Sony, if it's not Olympus, if it's not Fujifilm or whatever, let someone brand new enter the market. I was happy that camera company Yi, that makes the little knockoff GoPro action cams, I mean, they are knockoffs, let's just be honest. But they released a mirrorless camera, I think it was last year, so if you haven't seen it, you're not missing much, because I think that the quality effectively was just about as good, probably worse, honestly, than my cell phone. And I never picked it up, and I never wanted to review it. It just wasn't, you know, my cup of tea. But I was totally cool with them getting into the camera game, because that added yet another voice. Because there are going to be up-and-coming photographers that are going to need a camera. They want an interchangeable lens camera, but they don't want to spend all of their lawn mowing money, their allowances on, you know, a big name camera system. I mean, even some of the cheapest mirrorless cameras are still going for $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, and there are a lot of entry-level people that just don't have the extra to spend on upgraded optics. So look, for you jackholes out there that are constantly talking about, Sony sucks, or Canon sucks, or just whatever, you need to stop, because you're only going to get better and better options when you stop all that horseshit talk. So if you're not on the cusp of making millions of dollars off your 401k because you've invested in camera companies, then just stop. Because if you're not going to be making money because the stock prices are going up, that means with more competition that you're going to get better products. And that's what I want. I want better products. I want them to compete so hard, that they actually create my perfect camera. I'm still waiting. I want it. But alas, no cigar. Now, the second comment that I received was from a man named Simon Barnes. Welcome to the program, Simon. And Simon says, I also shoot APS-C. I shoot Sony a6000, a6000, and 3 different Fujis. Then there's my pro cameras from Canon. I'm no longer brand loyal. I just buy what I like when the hell I like. Oh, and I have Minolta film cameras too. And essentially, Simon has distilled down exactly the way I feel. I'm going to buy what I want and when I like it. If I like a camera, I don't care who makes it. It might cost you a little bit extra because you have to buy glass or whatever, but sometimes the functionality of the camera is even more important than the glass. If you're able to tell your story, if you're able to get your message out into the world, it doesn't matter if you do it with a cheap plastic kit lens or an extremely expensive 0.95 blah, 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 blah. Because the fact of the matter is, if you don't enjoy the tool in your hand, both unexpected and true, then you're not going to like telling the story. So find something that you genuinely do like. You know, there are camera stores littered all over the place. I know that they're a dying breed, but you can still find one or two from time to time. But yeah, go to a camera store and pick these cameras up. Grab them, hold them, caress them, and find out which one you like. See if it's got all your features and all that kind of business, because that's really what you're looking for. You're looking for something that you enjoy using, not just because you want to measure your ding-a-ling against what everyone else has. I mean, I can tell you right here, right now, most people don't care about anything that you have or that you do. Most people are fairly either non-judgmental, but also, I mean, people don't care what you wear. People really don't care what you drive. They don't care what kind of house you live in. If you just be yourself, if you just use what you like to use, if you just use whatever you find the most appealing, the most useful, the most ergonomic or whatever, you're going to do just fine, because really no one cares. No one's going to go, oh, you're shooting with that. In all the years I've been shooting, going out here with these now cheap Minolta film cameras, no one goes, oh, you're shooting with a $35 camera? No one's ever said that. Not one time, ever. I'm telling you, no one cares. Literally 0 people will care. So as long as you don't care, as long as you're not just trying to keep up with the Joneses, as long as you're not just trying to keep up with all the YouTube photographers because they've got such awesome pro stuff, bro. As long as you're not doing that, then you're going to be just fine. Most people they're not looking at your camera gear. They're looking at your work. They're looking at the quality of product that you're able to produce with the tools in your hand. No one ever goes, oh, what a nice piece of furniture. I wonder what kind of tools he used. No one cares. As long as the end product is gorgeous, is beautiful, lots of stuff, lots of amazing photographs. Some of the most viral things on the internet, some of the most amazing things in the world were never shot with anything other than a cell phone. So it really comes down to your skill, your ability. People that are in one camp or the other, hey, I'm Team Sony, I'm on Team Nikon, I'm on whatever. Those are just dumb tribalism traits of part of our history, a part of mankind that really no longer applies. Everything is available to everyone at any time. With a click of a button, you can order a product from anywhere in the world and have it shipped to your doorstep in 2 days. So to close this sucker out, to bring this mother home, you're not on any team. Nikon doesn't give a crap about you. Canon doesn't give a crap about you. Sony doesn't even know your name. Stop being loyal because they don't know you and they don't care about you. So if you happen to like their tools, reward them and buy something of theirs. But if you don't, who cares? All right, guys, that's all I've got for you all today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you really liked it, subscribe. But if you didn't, just give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't really care either way. At any rate, guys, thanks so much for stopping here at yet another Morning Jolt. I will see you guys again on the next one. Peace.